Hey everyone, Duke3D here with another video for you guys, and today I have for you a very uncommon, not too uncommon, but just sort of, you don't see them every day, somewhat uncommon piece of chemical warfare service history, and that would be the M2 Impermeable Protective Suit. A little background history on these. In 1918, the US military had been experimenting with various chemical protective overgarments for use by heavy decontamination personnel and handlers of chemical munitions who may be exposed to various potent types of chemical agents that will blister the skin and so on and so forth. This led to the development of the M1 impermeable suit in 1918. However, it was not officially adopted until 1923 after the war, when they were able to produce significant numbers of them. It is very similar to the later M2. Basically, overall the same principle, just a one-piece suit with an integrated hood. It uses a zipper down the front of it, and with the M1, the zipper would be exposed, and it would use some webbing to cinch up the sleeves and the pants, and pretty much basically the same design as the M2. And in 1937, it was upgraded as the M2 by doing away with the webbing. It added a covering flap for the zipper, and it used more drawstrings and buttons rather than webbing and pull tabs. So why don't I show off the suit that I have for you today here. This is the same pattern of suit that would be used by heavy decontamination personnel during the Second World War. However, mine is a post-war one dated July, either June or July. I have to get a good look at the marking. I believe June 12th of 1951. So this one is post-war, but it is the same pattern of suit that would be used during the Second World War. Unfortunately, mine is a bit beat up here and there, because if you get a look at the waist drawstring here, some poor moron decided to pull it this way instead of this way, and so he ended up making a tear through there. I may plan on replacing this eventually, but I don't know for sure just yet, because I'm also going to need to replace this leather patch. And there is a bit of this tearing around the pant drawstrings here, which you see there, it is developing some holes from usage, and overall this suit is very dirty, scuffed up, and just very well used. But it's still wearable, still presentable, so I will be doing that for you today. Here you can see the hood of the suit, which has these two sort of, it's basically the same design as the M1 Impermeable, where it uses these little tabs with buttons, and it uses these little cinch straps to close the hood around the face piece of your mask. I'm going to be undoing those, since it will impede me from demonstrating the suit for you guys, and I'll try to do this as quick as possible here. And I don't know when these suits were eventually replaced. I would assume sometime in the mid to late 1950s, when the M3 coveralls for the Toxicological Agents Protective Ensemble was developed. But these suits did last quite a while, and the latest period photograph I've seen of these suits in use is probably, I'd have to say 1958 or so, maybe 1955, somewhere between there. But yes, these suits did last into the 50s for quite a while, despite them being a design from 1937. So I'll get all these buttons undone, and that will expose the main central zipper throughout the entire length of the front of the suit here. Oh, I also forgot to undo the collar button here, which is, I'm probably going to forget to button this, or not be able to when I put on the mask. Undoing the zipper, you can see inside the suit, there is a manufacturer's tag. Mine, as you can see, says suits protective one-piece impermeable. Doesn't really specify a designation for some reason. They all do this. This one is a medium. They're most commonly found as a medium. I got this one. This one is made by Skyline Clothing Corporation, and as you can sort of see below there, June 12th, 1951. So with that being said, I will put on the suit and sort of demonstrate how it is worn. So obviously, first things first, to get the legs in. It's really not that much different from a standard set of coveralls, to be honest. Just got a few more straps and flaps to deal with, but that's about it, really. I should also mention that the boots that I have to wear with this are not period correct, and neither are the gloves. The period correct impermeable gloves are extremely scarce to find. They're pretty much, you can only find them in unissued condition, and as such, it is very hard to find them, because they were pretty much disposed of after they were no longer needed. And so in lieu of the original World War II impermeable gloves, I have a set of insulator gloves, electrical insulator gloves, which are fairly similar, but not entirely the same, but they'll serve the purpose well enough. And as I mentioned before, as for the boots, these suits would just be worn with these standard, combat boots, dubbed with shoe impregnate. So I don't have a set of World War II boots to demonstrate with this, but I will just wear a normal set of, I guess, rubber boots just for sake of clarity. So I'll get those on. And then the sleeves, the pant sleeves of the suit would be obviously over the boots, as you can see by the drawstrings. But I'm not going to actuate the drawstrings in this video. I'm going to leave them loose just because I don't want to damage the patches where they come out of any further. These drawstrings are very weak, or rather the material around them is very weak. These are, it's a fairly thick material, but it's, the drawstrings are easily the weakest point of these suits. Get that on there. Now I will don the protective mask. Actually, first I forgot to button up the front of the suit here, so I will go ahead and do that as quick as possible here. Just give me one moment here while I orientate this stuff around. Better take off my glasses. And this row of buttons is easily the most irritating part of the suit. I honestly prefer the M1 impermeable design simply because you didn't have to do all this. I would assume this is just another standard means of additional protection, but it's not my favorite part of the suit, obviously. Then you have this inner flap here, which is meant to create a seal underneath the facepiece. So I will go ahead and don the mask, and for demonstrative purposes of a protective mask, I have my mint condition M3A1 Army diaphragm mask. And once again, I will state that I'm not going to tighten these drawstrings just because of how fragile the suit is around those portions. Forgive me if I won't be talking very much for the length of this review. I pretty much feel that the actions will speak for themselves. Now I'll button up the carrier, and notice that I am, for the top flap, I am snapping it onto the closest, or the last snap around the hose to create a seal. Now I will attempt to don this suit, or the rest of it, without any external assistance. Because I will tell you, this is a very complicated piece of kit. These collar buttons are the most irritating part, as I've said. Move that out of the way for a split second here. Now I'll get the hood cinching straps installed and tightened down. Give you a closer look at that. And there we have it. The hood is sealed, and now I will install the gloves, or put on the gloves, rather, and give you a quick once around of the suit as worn. Let's get the cotton glove liners on. And now the gloves themselves.
And there you have it. This is the full, well, mostly full. As I said, I'm missing a few original accessories, but nevertheless, here is a mostly complete reference of a M2 impermeable suit with an M3A1 Army diaphragm mask, and well, yeah, it's pretty much. I'll give you a quick turnaround, see what it's like. And that's basically it. I hope you learned a thing or two. Hope you enjoy. If you have any comments, questions, corrections, or concerns, drop them down in the comments below. I'm Dick in the 3D, and I'll see you all later.